Eat that frog, Brian Tracy. Start with the hardest task. This is not just a provocative statement, it's a high-performance principle. In this productivity classic, Brian Tracy presents the 21 most effective rules to stop postponing what matters and start acting with focus, discipline, and results. This is not a generic self-help book. It's a practical manual for executing priorities, built on strategies that work because they respect reality. Time is limited, distractions are abundant, and success belongs to those who master their own behavior. The core of the methodology is clear. Every day you wake up with dozens of tasks, but only a few truly matter. Most are just distractions, giving a false sense of productivity and keeping you away from what would truly change your life. Tracy calls this vital task the frog, that important, difficult, and uncomfortable thing you avoid the most, but which could have the biggest impact on your path. The secret is simple. Eat the frog early. Do the hardest thing first, because after that, everything else will feel lighter, less urgent, and more manageable. What separates achievers from procrastinators is not talent, it's daily behavior. The mind, Tracy says, is like a muscle. The more you train focus, the stronger it gets, and habit is the vehicle of transformation. There are 3 pillars: decision, making the choice; discipline, repeating it even without motivation; and determination, persisting until the new behavior becomes part of who you are. These 3 Ds define the path to sustainable productivity. The first step is knowing what you really want. One of the greatest causes of procrastination is lack of clarity. When you don't know what you're aiming for, any task feels pointless. Tracy suggests 7 steps for powerful goal setting. First, determine exactly what you want. Then write it down in detail with a specific deadline. Break it down into smaller steps. Make a list of everything you'll need. Organize that list in logical order. Take action immediately. And finally, every day, do at least one thing that brings you closer to that goal. This takes your dreams out of the mental realm and brings them into action. Planning your day is a decisive skill. A few minutes of organization in the morning can save hours of frustration in the afternoon. Use daily, weekly, and monthly lists. Write everything down and, once completed, cross it off. Your brain perceives this as progress, and motivation grows. The key is focus. Pareto's 80-20 principle states that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your activities. If you list 10 tasks, 2 of them are more valuable than all the others combined. Focus on those. Start with those. Protect your time from distractions disguised as productivity. Evaluate every task with the central question: what are the consequences if I do, or don't do, this now? Creative procrastination is another powerful concept. It's not about doing everything, but about choosing well what to delay. Set aside irrelevant tasks and face only what has real impact. For that, use the ABCDE method. A tasks are crucial with major consequences. B tasks are important but not critical. C tasks are pleasant but dispensable. D tasks can be delegated. E tasks should be eliminated. Focus obsessively on completing the A tasks. Another key concept is your key result areas. Every career, business, and life has 3 to 5 major areas that support performance. Discover what yours are. Apply the rule of 3 tasks. List your 3 most important goals: personal, professional, and physical. Direct your energy to them every single day. Know your dominant constraint. What's holding you back today? Lack of technical skill? Fear? Lack of clarity? Inconsistency? Identify this point and work on it intensely. Clarity is the antidote to hesitation, and the truth will set you free, even when it's uncomfortable. Push yourself. Imagine today is your last chance to deliver something important. How would you act? How would you decide? How would you eliminate distractions? This mental urgency can be created, and it transforms your attitude. Discipline doesn't come from motivation. It comes from personal responsibility. Set deadlines. Stick to them. Become the kind of person who holds themselves accountable, because no one is coming to save you. Technology is a tool, not a master, and it can become poison if used unconsciously. Checking emails every 5 minutes, constant notifications, passive content consumption. All of it corrodes your attention. Set boundaries. Check emails only twice a day. Turn off notifications. Protect your focus like a precious asset, because that's exactly what it is. Optimized insights. Part 1. Doing the hardest thing first transforms your entire day. Clarity of purpose eliminates procrastination at its root. Action beats perfection. Planning prevents rework and reduces anxiety. 80% of results come from 20% of actions. Priority is not urgency. It's impact. Saying no to distractions is saying yes to what matters. Discipline is born from decision, not motivation. Uncontrolled tech is the enemy of productivity. Breaking big tasks makes execution easier. Controlled pressure accelerates action visible. Progress fuels motivation. High performance isn't about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters with unwavering consistency. This is where Brian Tracy pushes us into the second stage of productive mastery, stepping out of theory and training execution as a daily skill. Every meaningful task requires energy, focus, and deliberate action. And that action doesn't come from impulse, but from structure. The author leads us to understand that a life organized by priorities is really a series of conscious decisions made daily, under pressure, and with clarity. Tracy argues that real progress demands mastery over distractions, external interruptions, and internal disorganization. It starts with acknowledging that you cannot focus on multiple tasks at once. The human brain functions better sequentially, and every time you switch focus, you pay a toll in mental energy. So, the rule is clear: one task at a time, from start to finish, with full commitment. This means refusing interruptions, setting up your environment to support you, and most importantly, protecting your mental space like a valuable asset, because that's exactly what it is. Modern productivity demands digital awareness. Phones, emails, notifications, social media, all are designed to hijack your attention. But it's you who decides where that attention goes. Set specific times to check messages. Create sacred moments of uninterrupted concentration. Use your calendar as a shield, not a cage. Protected time slots for critical tasks are non-negotiable. Working in fragments is like running with your shoelaces untied. You might move forward, but you stumble over your own rhythm. Tracy presents practical techniques like breaking down big tasks into micro steps. Turning a goal into specific, tangible, sequential fragments reduces anxiety and builds a steady sense of progress. This directly relates to the concept of flow, the mental state where you're fully immersed, undistracted, performing with ease, awareness, and high output. Flow isn't magic. It's created by environment, focus, and repetition. And it only shows up when you act with a sense of urgency. Do it now. That's the mantra of those who master productivity. Optimized insights. Multitasking dilutes mental power. Interruptions steal hours disguised as minutes. Full focus is rarer than intelligence, and more valuable. Mental organization starts in the physical environment. Dividing tasks turns the impossible into the doable. Flow is focus plus rhythm, not inspiration. Controlled urgency creates action power. Your environment either protects or sabotages your performance. Important tasks require mental isolation. Mental energy is finite. Use it intentionally. At the end of the book, Tracy speaks of self-discipline as a higher art. It's not motivation that drives great achievers. It's a deep sense of duty. As Albert Hubbard said, self-discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. The ideal routine isn't built on willpower. It's built on structure. You don't need to rely on luck. Rely on your schedule. Don't wait for inspiration. Configure your environment, time, and focus so execution happens even on ordinary days. Discipline is strategic predictability applied to action. The author's conclusion is simple but powerful. You won't have time to do everything, but you'll always have time to do what matters most. Happiness and a sense of personal power don't come from a long checklist, but from the awareness that you accomplished, with intention, what mattered most. Every morning, you have the choice between delay and action. That choice, repeated for weeks, becomes your identity. Optimized insights. Final part. To discipline is emotional structure, not willpower. Consistent action beats fleeting enthusiasm. Beating. Procrastination is a lifelong project. A strong routine eliminates 90% of excuses. What you postpone controls you. What you face sets you free. Clarity in your schedule brings clarity in purpose. Daily decisions shape your future. Biography. Top achievers are obsessed with execution. Discipline is freedom with direction. Every morning starts with a choice: grow or repeat. You don't need more time, you need more decision. If these ideas are helping you transform your relationship with your tasks, become part of the Otimizado channel. Here you'll learn how to produce with intelligence, not with haste. Subscribe. Now turn on notifications and share this video with someone who's also ready to start each day with what matters most.